Your boy Universal Veteran here again with another video, and today I'm here to paint a Custodes. I apologize that I haven't been active lately. Um, but yeah, Whew. I just got everything ready. I'm about to paint this Custodes. So give me a moment as I get the rest of my stuff figured out. I already got my paint and everything set up. First and foremost, I'm going to work on the body of this Custodes before I do anything else. But I want to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. So, how's it going, Jackson? I'm just trying to get everything set up right now. Give me one moment as I move around the camera and get everything working well. So I need to be about this close. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let me close out on any other stuff that I have going at the moment to make sure all of this is working. Okay. You let me know if you guys can't see anything. Well, that's awesome, man. Me and my son have barely managed to fucking catch anything in terms of fishing wise. Let me see. I don't think I see you in there. Oh, you'll put it in Discord. Okay. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. So I just managed to get home. Freaking trying to rush to get here. I think everything's good. I should be. I'm trying to. Get everything situated right now. Let me find what brush I'm going to use first and foremost. Holy shit. Yeah, that's the bigger. Did you keep them or did you throw them back? Goddamn, I wish. It's bigger than anything we've caught. I think that's a good brush. So this is my second to last Custodes. I've built an entire combat patrol box. I still haven't painted this guy yet, so we are going to get him going. I just need to apply some Abaddon black on this model a little bit, so I need to pull the black out before I actually go about painting him. I spent the majority of the weekend just building models and building that tank and not actually painting anything, so I'm actually excited to do this. Oh, you let him go. Okay. Oop. I'm forgetting my headlamp, too. I'm going to pull it out. And I actually, I went to Menards and actually picked up a new headlamp, so I can actually see perfectly well. Let me know if I need to be closer. I think that's probably good right there. All right. All right. So if you're here for the line work, I will eventually get to that. I'm going to be up for a while, so hopefully you can endure, and I will try to explain as I do the edge highlighting when I get to it, but because I have to get all of the other colors and everything done first, it might take a minute. How's it going, Fox? So yeah, it might take a moment to actually go ahead and get to the highlighting aspect of this model. So if you're willing to stick it out, I'm doing pretty good. I've just fucking rushed ass. I just spent 4 hours driving back home. Um, got all my meals prepped for the week. Um, Went to the store, got all my stuff there. I got to put my son to sleep in about 15 to 30 minutes from now. So there might be a small intermission break at some point. Just letting you guys know that. But paint this. So the reason why I'm doing this is because there's a shield for this guy, but he's covering up most of his body, so I can't actually paint it. So I'm gonna paint the whole body first, and then go about doing everything else. All right, we can start with the gold. While this stuff dries in the body, I can do the arm and whatnot. But I've spent all weekend fucking just building that tank. I painted one orc this weekend, and I feel like I haven't done anything. I feel like I haven't gotten anything accomplished this week or this weekend, so we aren't fucking doing that. We're just going to be paint this entire week. And I'm hoping to get at least 4 models done by Friday. I don't think so. I'll have to look into it. Ever since I got that purchase off Facebook Marketplace for the Death Guard, I haven't really looked into anything new Death Guard related because I have so much. And as for the orc, it actually went out really well. I like that black or the red scheme for the skin. I feel like my biggest struggle at the moment is trying to paint the flesh and knowing exactly where the skin tone, like the muscles, when you do the layering of the base colors. I struggle with that, I've noticed a lot. So I'm just gonna have to get better with it as I continue to paint the orcs and hope for the best and just do my best with each one. Otherwise, I feel like it was good. I did struggle on trying to figure out what the color scheme was going to be for like the pants, the shoes, and the armor and whatnot. So I just pulled up a simple GW painted box and just went for the bone armor and whatnot. So nothing technically lore accurate, but it is what it is. I'm hoping to, as I get better with it, I will develop a certain regiment of my painting style and what I prefer doing. So right now it's mostly a trial and error type of situation when it comes to painting orcs, since I've never painted them before, you know. But I'm pretty confident that once I... Holy fuck. Hold up. I'm fucking turning this down. Notifications, fucking turn off. Thank you. Hopefully, like I said, as I do orcs and as I paint them, I will get better with it. I mean, that combat patrol has 32 models, so if 32 models isn't able to teach me how to paint orcs properly, then I don't know what the fuck will. But I'm excited. I think after I'm done with the orcs, I might be a heretic and go for Tau. But that's like far into the future. I want to do the Farsight color scheme. I really love that black and red. Speaking of dirty Night Trap, I actually got a bottle of this. This came in the mail a couple days ago. It's called Streaking Grime from AK. I've watched a few videos about it, and I'm actually excited to use it. And I've also gotten this AK Fireland diorama basing. I really love this shit because I plan on putting it on my like volcano scheme for my Space Marines, for my Flesh Terrors. So I'll definitely show you guys that as I do it. But for the most part, this week, I'm just fucking painting. I'm not touching any of this stuff. I'm just painting. I've done too much basing, too much building. I'm burnt out of it right now. So at the end of this video, if you guys are still here, I will show you what we're going to paint this week, and everything associated with it. So yeah, I didn't bring the orcs with me, so we won't be painting orcs, unfortunately, this week. I will build a few next week and bring them back home with me, and we can paint one on stream. But I'm going to try and be more consistent with these damn streams. It's just unfortunate when I work 14 hours and get home super late. But I was determined to actually fucking get on tonight. I know, I'm sorry. I wish I would have brought them home. But man, I was just so tired of building. I built that whole fucking tank, and those, like, those turrets, they beat the hell out of me. My hands are caked in fucking glue. Bane blades are bitches. With some dry brushing of the sandy white and then some acrylics. Oh, okay. Well, you have to post it in the Discord when you actually finish it. I want to see what it looks like. I think it'll look pretty cool. I'm going to have to go over this probably 2 times to get that required gold. This is like the hard part with the Shadow Keepers. If anybody ever gets to the point where they're painting Shadow Keepers, just expect to be layering on the fucking gold, because you need to do at least 2 layers for the gold to be pronounced, and then after that you put Reikland Flash Shade over all the gold and over all of the silver and the red, and then you have to go over it again with the gold to like make it pop more, so it gives that like dark and glow effect with it. So just expect 3 3 fuck, I can't talk. 3 layers of Retributor gold for your Shadow Keepers. I don't know what you do for work, Fox, but worst case scenario, if you have the littlest amount of income possible, just go on Etsy. Just bite the bullet and go on Etsy and just buy like 10 models for 20 bucks. I mean, it's not going to be the best, but if you're not playing the actual tabletop game and you're doing it only for painting wise, just get the cheapest shit you could possibly find. And yes, the orcs the flesh is definitely the hardest part for me. Not because I don't know the color scheme correctly, but because I find it difficult to find the muscles on these small ass models to paint them properly, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. Yes, kitties. No. Nuh-uh. You fucker. Hold up, guys. I'm trying to teach my cat not to get on my computer desk. So unfortunately, we have to spray him. I don't like doing it, but for a month straight, he has constantly got on my desk. And I do not want that litter shit all over my table from his paws, so I have a spray bottle next to me that I spray him with, but he just refuses to learn. He refuses to fucking learn. I don't know what's up with his mindset, but he constantly, every day, like, oh, maybe I'll get on the desk today and maybe he won't spray me, but ultimately it still happens. I didn't have an issue with it in the beginning, you know, before I met my girlfriend, but then once she like actually explained it to me, like they're walking in their own shit from the litter box and you're allowing that on your tables, and I'm just like, yeah, That's kind of gross. I don't need to be like eating food at this table or like touching the table and then touching my face. So kind of have to fucking teach him somehow to know not to get on here or on any counters, to be honest. The windowsill is a different story altogether, but as for my desk, no. Unfortunately, no matter what I do, no matter how many times I spray him, it doesn't work. And yes, I have a cat. I got him for my son. He absolutely loves the cat. I would say I love the cat too, but I keep him primarily because my son, it's his animal, you know, so he's going to be in our lives going forward. Um, but I'm not the biggest animal person, and it's tough sometimes. But I'm warming up to him. My girlfriend has a dog, and I'm warming up to him as well. Um, I would never do anything malicious to the cat because that's just fucked up. But I've come to realize that I'm not much of an animal person, to be honest, considering I'm gone away from my house most of the days. But because my son wanted a cat, and I haven't owned an animal in over 10 plus years, I decided, you know what, we'll try it out. But it, it hasn't worked that well. Ants are cleaner than dogs and cats. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong at all, you know? I never thought about it like that. Um, but yes, that Bane Blade was extra difficult to build. I still plan on getting more orcs in the future because I've realized that orcs are by far the cheapest thing that you can get. I didn't actually understand. I didn't realize that until I went on Amazon and saw the prices. You can get a box of 10 boys for $38. Oh, well, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that at all. And then if any of the ants are infected, I'm assuming they just like rip that fucker to shreds, you know? But back to what I was saying is orcs are by far the most abundant fucking models that GW has for some reason. I get it. They sell well. So even if I get rid of all my Space Marines, even if I get rid of all of my Death Guard, I have an Etsy cart right now for $100 that gets me over 84 orcs off of Etsy. So I'm literally like paying pennies for the fucking this orc army. So worst case scenario, if it comes down to it, we'll be painting fucking orcs for the rest of our lives. So you won't have to worry about it at all. But I got plenty of models to choose from. Like I have so many models to choose from. We will be painting if I don't buy anything else over the next 3 to 4 months. We will have enough to go. You guys won't have to worry about me going bankrupt and not having models to paint. Thankfully. Yeah, I know. I still have so many fucking Death Guard, man. I have so many. And it's like what's the main reason why I've been fucking building so much is because it's like I'm burnt out of fucking Death Guard. I mean, I love the models and I love painting them, but it's like what I've noticed, if I start losing my enthusiasm of the models themselves, I start half-assing them. So I start building them in like a rush, and it gets to the point to where it's like I have to step back and be like, hey, these are expensive ass models. You know, you can't just fucking half-ass these builds. You have to actually like properly sit down and paint these things like you would any other model that you paid 40, 50 bucks for. And because I got that super deal off of Marketplace and got like 60 Death Guard for basically $1 a piece, I'm not appreciating that fact. So I told myself I'm going to step back from Death Guard for a week or so and then build up my joy for it again, and then get into painting it once more, because I don't want to rush these models because they're expensive, and it's not right for them, you know, even though they don't fucking care how they look. I still, my wallet cares. Gotta do it properly, you know. So for the most part, we'll just be doing this and Space Marines and whatever else I decide, vehicles or whatnot, until I like, all right, we're doing Death Guard again, and then just bust out 20 models in a row. Maybe not that exaggerated, but you know what I mean. All right, so you see this? Most of the gold is entirely finished, to be honest. I got to go over these shoulder pads at least one more layer just to get them thick enough before I put the Reichland flash shade over it all. I got to cover in all these extra areas that I missed. But I actually enjoy the Custodes a lot. It's my favorite army in all of 40k. I love the Custodes. I love their purpose, the lore behind them. They're just my favorite, but they just don't have that many models. You know, I want to paint a Custodes tank, the Dreadnought and whatnot, but those are expensive as hell. So we're just gonna hope for the future that we can get one of them to paint. But after these two Custodes, I don't see myself buying anymore unless I find a really good deal. I'm not about to pay the GW price of a couple hundred or like $400 for one tank, you know. That's just silly. That's just, if you decide to do that, you either A, have a lot of disposable income, or B, you're stupid. Like, no. I could buy like literally 500 orcs for the same price. So until some new models come out, or I find a deal on Marketplace for super cheap, unfortunately, Custodes will have to sit in the background for the time being. That's why I've been so... Yep, I remember Fox. Did you add anything to it? You can even add an orc to it, you know. You can have an orc with his blaster facing down, or his choppa like towards the death or the Space Marine. You lost the head. Well, I mean, you could still turn it into something looking nice, man. Even if you lost the head. Just think of, like, find an orc or some other model that has like an axe chopping down, and you should be good, to be honest. All right, I think that's all the gold done. So let's move on to the Mephiston red. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put music on in the background. Give me 1 second. As this dries, I'm gonna add. I'm gonna do the red now, and then I'm gonna have to get my son to sleep soon. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I prefer the Shadow Keepers over the full Custodes. I don't necessarily hate them, but I prefer the Shadow Keepers over the authentic Custodes, because it's just too much gold. It literally is just too much fucking gold. I mean, I don't mind painting the gold, but like it just, I feel like I'm not like, because I have my entire painting scheme of how I do it down to a fucking art at this point, and I feel like when I do the gold ones, I end up like just not putting my best into it because of just how simple it is, you know? This cape is quite a bitch when it comes to... I need a bigger brush. I'm gonna try and do this brush. It's one of my cheap ass fucking $10 brushes, but it should be good for this purpose. Hold up. I'm not gonna talk for a second. I gotta get underneath this fucking cape. Oh shit. Oh fuck, this scares me. Holy shit. Alright. Not touching it. Fuck. Goddamn. Put a template on my OC screen. Yeah, send it on. I'll see it, man. I have my Discord open to the right of me, so you'll be able to actually see it. I will definitely look at it. Feel free to post whatever you want. As I mean, obviously there's limits to what you post on the Discord, but anything 40K related, it's all good. If you have any, I'm not gonna judge you, man. We all started somewhere. All right. What else is red? That is red. Yeah, exactly. Pages long. I finished the template of my OC. Wait, pages long. What do you mean? But what do you mean by 25 pages long? I'm not, like, the photo is that long in size? OC. Okay, I'm an idiot. Explain, please. I'm lost in the sauce. I don't understand. I'm an old man. I don't understand the hip generation anymore. Okay, original character. Well, just send whatever you can. I'll look at it. Let's paint. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay. Hold up. I'm gonna move my monitor over so I can watch this at the same time. Let's see. How is my stream currently going right now? Is it very blurry for you guys? Like, I'm watching my stuff at the same time as you guys. So for me, on my current stream, it looks fucking horrendous. The quality is shit. Let me move the 720. Let's see. Okay, let's go to 420. Hold up. Okay, so it's not terrible. All right. So, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah, let me know at any point in time if you start seeing buffering or like it starts getting laggy or whatever the hell the case is. All right, let's add the second layer to the Custodes. So tomorrow, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to buy more paint because that Bane blade, I found the perfect color scheme that I want to go for it, but it's going to require a lot of paint, and I'm not a good airbrusher, so I'm not willing to like attempt to fuck up my tank by doing my half-ass airbrushing skills. So, with that being said, we are going to attempt to paint a Bane blade with just normal color. And because of that, or normal brushes, I mean to say, and because of that, I'm buying extra paint just in case. Because I don't have a lot of the corn red, which is the primary red that I'm going to be using. And let me look. Oh, okay. So what is that? Is that gray for the knees and the gloves, black, and then gold? What are you gonna? What's the chapter name and everything associated with it? Or do you not just? Marines are insane. Alright, I'm gonna have to do another layer of this. Unfortunately, this red is not wanting to. So the one thing I will recommend, a little piece of advice that I will give anybody who decides that they want to transfer their Citadel paint into dropper bottles, make sure that you do a little bit of thinner, airbrush thinner, or water at a time, because what I'm currently struggling with is all of my paints, all like fucking 50 of them. I just kind of squirted however much into my dropper bottles, into the paint. So now I'm in a situation to where all of my paint is thin as fuck. And because of that, I need to add more layers and add more time to my painting than what would naturally be required. Um, so if you ever decide to just transfer everything to dropper bottles, please actually just try to measure it out in some way, in some way, shape, or form, and don't just wing it, because you're gonna end up fucking up your ability to paint in the future, because you're gonna end up with like my what is the color? It's one of my silvers. I added too much airbrush thinner to it when I was putting it into the dropper bottles, and oops, now I got to add 5 layers to the goddamn thing because I decided to be a dumbass and add too much water to it. The Northern Lights source. Huh. I never thought about like the salamanders and the space wolves. That's quite the fucking gene seed. So they're like black werewolves almost. Is that what you would like dark skinned, like with red eyes, dark fur? but like with the wolfen for the space wolves. So you can almost have like the red eyes, like, and then you have all the, like the beast fangs and whatnot, and have like the massive beards, but have them all like a darker chapter, or hell, you can even have them a lighter skin tone if you wanted to. Um, this fucking cloak. Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I don't necessarily mind you dropping that much lore into it. Granted, it's only like 5 of us in the Discord. I'm here. Let's see. I'll create a Discord. New channel lore dump. There you go. Created a new text channel for you, so you can drop it in there. No problem. I don't really necessarily expect my this Discord channel to really get big in terms of like hundreds, if not thousands of people. But no, cat, what? I fucking haven't learned yet, dick. God. Damn it, you just need to fucking dunk him in water for him to understand. Stay off desk, cat. All right, so after this red, we will do the silver, and then we will do the wash. All right, let that dry. Let me get the Reichman flesh shade out. Agrax, skeleton horde. What is that? Reichman flesh shade. All right, let me get my son to sleep while this dries. Give me 10 minutes. All right, take a break. Take a piss break. I will be back. I promise. Give me one moment, guys. Andor! It's bedtime. Right now. Come on. Yes, kitties. Here, you've been asking for loves. I will give you loves. Come on. Put it down, Andor. 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 Boy.
What the flip? You wait. Am I possible?
No.
Is that dinner?
No. You're late. Too bad. So sad. Come on.
What? No, I haven't.
No.
Please.
No.
Why?
Rush me. Because you chose your VR over that. Okay, kitties. Goddamn. Shit. Give me a second, guys. Nice. Love you. All right. Here we go. I'm back. Sorry. All right, hold up. Ah, shit. I had to put my son to sleep. That's why. All right. Give me one moment. So the red's all painted. That's all painted. Now I'm just doing the Reikland flash shade. Let's see. All right. All right, here we go. So I basically just have to add Reikland flesh shade to this, and let it dry. After that, I'm going to go back over it with the gold and I'm going to increase the brightness of it, if that makes sense. Make it so it's not so dark, but only on like the edges, you know. Yes, I'm on the. No, I don't know how to fucking pronounce it, man. No, it's not that Third Reich. Um, um, yeah, we just gotta let it dry after this, and then I'm gonna work on the sword. I will. Once I start getting this drying, I will look at all of that. So give me a second. All right, let's see. Let me read all this while this dries. Two drops of space. Huh. Oh, you pronounce. Okay. All right. So from here, I'm basically going to add some gold back into it, but I gotta let this dry for a minute. Once this dries, then we can actually, I'm going to do the armor in the front, and then I'm going to put the shield on there so I can do the shield. So we got to give it a minute, unfortunately. But let me think. What am I going to do this week? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I have one Custodes, which is the Captain General. And I have fucking Terminators out the ass. That's literally like all I have is fucking Terminators, man. Terminators upon Terminators upon Terminators to do. Hold it. Why is this one fucking glued to the goddamn base? What the fuck? What the fuck happened with that? Hold up. Alright. So apparently some of the glue, one of the Terminator bases, the glue didn't settle properly, or what the fuck the issue was. But it glued to my metal pan. And because of that, you now have the feet broken off and a piece of the base chipped away. What the fuck? How many Terminators I have? A lot. I'll show you in a second. I gotta zoom out my camera so you guys can see everything. Alright, there you go. So I have quite the selection of get that out of the way. I have quite the selection of Terminators and Death Guard to do. So as you can see, Death Guard. I have one Captain General left. These are all Terminators. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Hold up. Damn it. I gotta move these out of the way. This fucking magnet is stuck to the damn thing. Holy shit. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but there we go. So all of these are based and done. So it's just a matter of painting them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back and forth, you know. So tomorrow will probably be Death Guard. So Monday night, Death Guard. Tuesday night, Flesh Terrors. Wednesday night, Death Guard. Thursday night, Flesh Terrors. So we got to pick them out. I don't know if you can actually see this, but I will give you guys the option to choose what you want. So let me stand up so you can see. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. So these are the Flesh Terrors. So you get two Flesh Terrors. You guys get to decide which one you want. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So from 1 to 9. So you choose what you want me to pick. You get 2 options. I'll do that this week. I'll paint them this week. And then we'll do the same with the Death Guard. So Black Fox has 1 and 6. What about you, Starving Tube, if you're still here, or anybody else who's willing to participate in this? Flag bearer, of course. Megan chooses the fucking flag bearer. So okay, Megan, because she's my girlfriend, I have to choose the flag bearer just for her. So okay, so Starving chooses flag bearer. Black Fox, you get number 1 because you chose number 1. All right, so 1 and 8. Now we got Death Guard. So 2 Death Guard this week. Well, and then 1 Nurgling. But I don't know if you can see all these. I will try and spread them out a little bit. These, there's a lot of extras. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait, hold up. If you can see that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 2 from 1 to 19. So what 2 do you want to pick for this week? So Black Fox has 1 and 17. Anybody else have a 1 and 12? So we got 2 for 1, 17 and 12. Anybody else willing to participate? All right, 1 and 12. So 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the 12th one, right? It's the one you were talking about? Is this right, Megan? Starving? All right. So those are the 4 that we will do this week. So how do you want how do you want to go about doing this? Which one do you want to see first out of the live streams? So I'm going to do Flesh Terrors and Death Guard. Flesh Terrors, Death Guard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So which one first? So Black Fox has 2 first. Let me do this so you guys can see him. No, cat. Fucking cat. Anybody else want to decide which one goes first tomorrow? So tomorrow's will be one of these four that I do tomorrow. It's a Death Guard or a Flesh Tear, either or. Don't matter to me. Oh, I know. It's like 20 or 30 seconds fucking in like behind is what I'm saying. You want to see the flag bearer first? Well, Megan, if you stay here, you get to decide. It's between this one and this one. Which one's first? So which one goes tomorrow? You're the deciding factor, Megan. Unless she left. Okay, she left. Fuck it. One. One? Alright, we're doing one. So these two, and then it's third and fourth. Alright. We'll get it set aside for this week. I'll put them away so we can work on them. She left. So this is how we're gonna do it. These four for the rest of the week. I will make sure to, if I get off work early this week, I will make sure to paint. I will try to get on around 8 o'clock still. I don't know what that means for your time zones, but 8 o'clock Central Time for me. If that's too early or too late, let me know. And I will try to accommodate that the best way that I can. But for the most part, it's usually between 7:30 and 8 o'clock that I try to get on. Because my work is kind of unpredictable for the most part. And I'm not able to really... I've never gotten off work later than fucking 9. So if that's anything to go off of, it will be before 9. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I put the Reichland flash shade over all of the model. So at this point, it's just highlighting and getting all of the brighter details of the gold. Because what the Reichland flash shade does is it decreases the opaqueness of the gold itself. So I'm adding just a little bit of gold on every area that I put the gold at on this Custodes. So when you look at this model from far away, you're actually able to see the gold in it. And it just doesn't look like a fucking blob. You know, the shininess of it, if that makes sense. But that's just based on what YouTube's told me. A few people that I've watched actually who have painted these models like this. Whether or not that is actually accurate or not, I don't know, but I'm just doing it because fuck it. I will trust their judgment on this. I'm in Central Time Zone. It is currently 9:37 for me at the moment. I think we're 2 hours difference, Fox, if I remember correctly. It is 9:38 p.m. at the moment. Can you hear me right now? It's I don't know if you heard me, but it's 9:38 right now for me. Okay, just making sure. Okay, well, I think we're officially done. Okay, wait, maybe not. Let me increase the gold for this. All right. Let me clean this brush off, and then we'll go to silver. Lead belcher. You know, I fucking struggle a lot with like getting the perfect amount of paint. So you see this big ass fucking paint. I only need it for like 3 spots. I don't know why the fuck I decided, oh yeah, let's just fucking plop out that much at once, you know? Fucking ridiculous. Whatever. I literally need it for like 2 or 3 areas, but nope, I get this whole fucking glob. Um, so for me tomorrow between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. if that helps at all. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I don't think I need any silver anywhere else. So I fucking wasted all this paint for nothing. Oh wait, no, we got it on his feet. All right, there we go. So now that all of that is done, now we get to the fun part. The dry brushing. Let's get out the brush. And let's get the dry brushing going. So 5 to 7 Pacific time. If that's what it is, then yeah. Oh, that's too much. Shit. This fucking... Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate it, man. I mean, you don't have to attend every live stream that I do and, like, micromanage it at all. I mean, I appreciate if you come in whenever you come in, regardless. We can sit and chat and whatnot, but don't feel like you have to, like, just... It has to be a part of your day type of thing, you know, where you have to set a schedule for it. But I will still do my best to make sure I don't fucking have to work super late tomorrow to fuck up your schedule. Regardless, I appreciate it for being dedicated enough to actually be willing to do that for me, you know. Oh, okay. You're still here, starving. Okay, just making sure. I didn't realize you were still here. Are you, so you said you're in classes. Are you in oh fuck. Uh-oh. Hold up. Wrong fucking color. Oh, dumbass. Oh, okay. Well, both you starving. If you, the fact that you were willing to like come in here and like join the Discord that I have, you know, I never, it like I never thought that people would be interested enough to watch my streams. So, all right. Let's do. We got to do this. The cowl in his front first before we do anything else, because before I put the shield on him, it's gonna cover up literally everything from right here. You know, so I have to. I have to do all the front, the edge highlighting and everything. So you'll be able to see the edge highlighting before anything. Yo, STR. Jesus Christ, I haven't seen you here in a while. How's it going, STR? And yes, it's quite difficult to, because most of the people have been doing thousands of models. You know, they've painted literally for not necessarily a decade but for at least a couple of years. And I mean, I get the fact that a lot of people probably joined their discords to like new painters and whatnot, but still the YouTuber itself is like really good at what they do. So it's like you can't really have any kind of necessarily connection to them because of just their level of skill that they have, you know. So all right, so we're just going to stop that right there. We gotta glue this bitch on here. But how's it going, SDR? How's your Titan, your Reaver or whatnot going? Oh, right. So I haven't been able to catch one. Well, you know, you're not missing anything, SDR, to be honest, because I haven't been live streaming at all. I've kind of not necessarily taken a hiatus of live streaming, but I just started up last week for the first time in over 3 weeks, so I haven't actually done anything of significance for a while, unfortunately. That's just partly to do with there's a lot of reasons for it. Busy as hell, but it's hard to watch shit at the same time when I'm doing it. But yeah, you're not missing much. The chapter combo? Yes, I haven't been looking at the Discord at all. I read your homebrew chapter, like the Northern Lights and everything and whatnot. So I saw that on the lore dump on the Discord, but anywhere else, if you were talking about it, I haven't seen it at all. All right, let's see. One second, I'm trying to. All right. Okay. I'll watch it after you're done. Um, Let me put on. There we go. I gotta kind of focus on this a little bit because I haven't been busy and whatnot. But I can get you by the customers living room. Yeah, I'm loving the orcs. I've only painted one of them, but they're coming out really well. When I get back to my girlfriend's house on Saturday, I'm going to go about painting a green orc. But I didn't bring anything with me during the day, so unfortunately, I'm stuck with what I got at the moment. But that's fine. Still, I appreciate you coming in and checking me out and checking in on me. We're getting there. We're getting better day by day. I'm trying to recreate this photo that I saw on Instagram. Oh, yeah. We'll never marry. Unfortunately, we've decided that that's too much of a responsibility, and since we can never predict what the future is going to hold, I'm not willing to put myself in that position to where we end up having to fight over every fucking little thing in 9 years from now, you know? So we are just going to remain single and keep our finances separate for the most part, and live like roommates, but still be in a relationship, you know? She has her own house and she's not about to put my ass on the lease, so yeah. How's it going, Jackson? So how's that look? I added Evil Sun Scarlet to the cloak. I'm going to put some Nun oil over that, and then I'm going to edge highlight it a little bit with Troll Slayer Orange, and then the very edges put a little bit of the yellow. But I'm also going to be adding I'm going to paint the gold right now too. All right, let's get the gold in here. Make sure this is cleaned off properly. Give me 1 second. This is going to take my focus, so I'm not going to be able to see your chat for a minute. So just give me a moment, please. Really detailed work on this cloak. I don't want to fuck up and add it over the red. I'm so glad I got this fucking new headlamp. I went to Menards and got the most expensive one that they had. It was like $50, but man, does it make a fucking world of difference. The other one I got was like $10 from Menards, and it sucked ass. Like the batteries, this thing keeps flickering in and out, but this light has been consistent for the last hour straight. You know, I don't know if it's because I'm the artist, I'm the one creating my work, but I always, like, no matter how good I do, like, when I see photos on Instagram or on Google or whatnot, I always, like, compare my shit to them. And it's like, I always feel, like, half-assed. Like, I always, like, think that my work sucks. And it's like, I can't. I've tried so hard to, like, look at my shit from an outside perspective. And like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good. This is my 70th model, you know, it looks fucking immaculate. From somebody who doesn't paint 40K, they'll probably think it looks really good, but it's like me, it's just like, ugh, it looks fucking terrible, you know? And I don't mean to be that critical about myself, but fuck. I think it's just a byproduct of me wanting to be and do the best that I possibly can. So when like people compliment me and say, "Oh, this looks so great, man. This is so good." It's just like when I look at it, it's just like I can't see it, you know? It's like I have fucking x-ray visions on and like I'm or like a blindfold on and it's like, "Oh, I don't know what they're seeing, you know? I don't know how they see it's good." But then I remember like when I first got into this hobby, it was like, "Oh, this shit was fucking awesome. It looks so good." Well, I know I say it all the fucking time. I do, and it probably gets repetitive and annoying for people to hear that, like that I'm criticizing my work so heavily, man. But it's like, I don't know how to change that fucking mindset. Like even after this fucking thing, I will finish him and I will look at him and I will see all the imperfections, and I'm like, man, I could have done a lot better. And it's just like, fuck, how do I stop being so negative about my work? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I know I'm doing better. I know I'm getting better at my work. But fuck. I mean, part of it is because I'm trying to keep myself motivated. I'm trying to keep myself from like continuing to do everything. But the other part is like me being just hyper focused and hyper critical about my work. But it's not necessary, you know? Alright, now we're going to add the second layer to it all on this cape, and then we'll finish the cape up. Exactly. I have no idea where my level is currently at. I saw all of those golden demon fucking from the last Adepticon, and man, some of their shit was fucking fabulous. Ugh. Oh yeah, I would say your minis are improving, Jackson. Um, they're all orcs though. That's the issue. Is I haven't really done orcs, so I'm not the best judgment when it comes to that. Maybe when I'm at like my 30th orc, then I can say, okay, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. But since I've never painted orcs and I've never really done faces at all, it's like, mm, I'm not the best for judge. Well, I appreciate that, and yes, STR. I think no matter what happens, I think so. Okay, no matter what happens, as I do my streams, I'm going to say, "Oh, I could have done better," you know. And half of it is because yes, I believe that, but the other half is because I want to do better myself and continue to improve. Just because this is a skill that I don't really have many skills in the real life to really compare to this. It sounds sad, it does, but it is what it is, you know. I want to improve this skill to the best of my ability, and if that means me telling myself that I suck ass a lot, but also praising myself every once in a while, that gives me the motivation. So that's half of the reason why I say this all the time, and it for some people that could probably get a little bit annoying, and they're probably like, "God damn, this guy's a Debbie Downer," you know. Like I get that, and I don't mean to turn these streams into me fucking like, oh, I suck ass and oh, this sucks, you know, pity me, woe is me, you know. It's mostly like the other half of it is like I do the same thing every day. I literally just go to work, come home, take care of my son, paint, and that's just it, you know. I don't do anything different with my life. It's sad, it's depressing, but that's the reality of the situation. And because of that lack of doing anything, I'm in a position to where nothing really in my life changes. And because no change is happening, I'm talking about like the most mundane things, and I tend to repeat myself. And I'm saying all this now just so for the people who are watching this and the people who watch this in the future, because I plan on keeping this on my YouTube channel for literally until my YouTube channel disappears, you can understand that I'm not the most interesting guy in the world. I'm really not. At the moment, at my current standing of life, besides going to my girlfriend's house on Saturday or on Fridays, I do the same thing every fucking day. I go to work, I come home, I eat my food, I take a bath, take a shower, and I sit down and I paint. This is what it's been like for the last couple months. So, like, when it comes to people who are interested in me, that means a lot to me, because it's like, I know how boring my streams can get. I know how, like, repetitive it can become. And because of that, I don't really understand the vibe and the feeling of an outside perspective of watching myself, if that makes sense. So knowing that there's individuals who are interested enough to continue to watch and who are interested in joining my stream is foreign to me, and it puts a smile on my face. It makes me happy knowing that I'm doing something that I enjoy, and other people can learn from that as well. So I get that. I know. I I just want to make these streams the most interesting possible for the people who are willing to watch them, and I don't like to make them overly repetitive. Is what it comes down to. So if you can deal with the repetitiveness of me talking every once in a while, um, we should be fine. Okay. Well, I will try to remember that. I will try to think about that over anything else in the future, and stop making it a woe is me stream, a woe is me chat. Swear on my life, I will not bring this up again. So if you join in the future, you won't have to hear me bitching and moaning about the same thing over and over. We'll talk about random shit that's going on in our lives. How about that? I promise. So because I said that, let's see. What is there to talk about? So I have been listening to. Okay, I'm live streaming. I can't look at my phone. Let me go to Audible. I have been listening to. I finished the new Dan Abnett book that came out. The fuck, what is it called? Dan Ab. Let's see. Fuck, what is it called? Warhammer 40K. I should be able to find it. Dan Abnett, there you are. It is the Interceptor City. Oh my god, that fucking book is phenomenal, man. That fucking book is great. The characters and everything in it is just fucking peak. I honestly think it's the best Dan Abnett book that I've listened to on Audible in a very, very, very long time. I don't know any of you, if any of you listen to 40K books on Audible, but fuck, man, it was good. Okay. Yeah, since I'm a truck driver for a living, I spend the majority of my time listening to Audible. And I have literally 27 Warhammer 40K books to listen to right now. I I'm still trying to finish the Horus Heresy. But it's a struggle. It really is. It's literally a fucking struggle trying to get through all the Horus Heresy books. But I've listened to The Fall of Cadia. That was really good. My favorite part, I forgot his name, but it was the Khorne Berserker who fucking turned into a demon prince and he fucking rampaged through the Sisters of Battles Cathedral and literally fucking just massacred everything. And just like just his dialogue, blood for the blood god, constantly. It was just fucking amazing, man. I love his that instant before he descended into the full blown chaos. Oh, I fucked up. This is bad. Oh no. Reverse, please. Alt delete. But he was already too gone. And he was like, blood for the blood god, and just fucking blood, fucking everything was just blood after that. And it was just like, oh, this is peak fucking listening to. I'm taking a break from Warhammer though right now and listening to Dune series. Okay. And yes, I watered down my paints. The problem is when I moved everything to dropper bottles, I added too much thinner, or I just randomized the fucking thinner in all of my dropper bottles. So this Retributor armor versus this Abaddon Black has a different consistency with the thickness. So I don't have to add any water to my paints at all, because a lot of these are either thinned just enough or too thinned, if that makes sense. Storm Iron is caustic and it's fun. Let me look. Storm. I just finished the Perturabo series. The not the Olympia. It was. Which one was it? Fuck. It was the one where Fulgrim turned into a demon prince. I forgot its name. But so Black Fox, Starving Tube, we're here. We are at the point now where edge highlighting is a thing. You've been watching now for over an hour. I know. I'm sorry. But we're here. We're finally here. I gotta let this shield dry and we will do fucking edge highlighting. I gotta zoom in on this bitch. I will zoom in and let you see everything to the best of my ability. Alright. Here we go. Where's the blue at? There's the blue. Yes, Angel Exterminatus. I finished that and it was fucking great. I loved it. It was a really good book. Really, really good book. I loved the dialogue between Fulgrim and Perturabo at the end. And how he just turned into a rape snake. Fucking just fucked him over. Alright, let's see. Let's see what this looks like. We got that one. Or as for the books that I'm listening to right now, I will show you in a second. I'm gonna wait for this gold to dry, so give me a moment, please. I'm waiting for the new Dan Abnett book, the new anthology book for the Horus Heresy to end the Siege of Terra. That's gonna be fucking amazing. I cannot wait. Actually, I think it's already released, to be honest. Hold up, let me look it up. It's by Dan Abnett, right? No, cat. Get the fuck down. I don't think that anthology has come out yet. So, alright. Here we go. So, let me try to explain the highlighting in the best that I can. Let me first say that I'm not a teacher. I'm really not. I'm not a teacher whatsoever. So I'm going to try to explain this in a way that makes sense in the best way that I can. But if it doesn't come across correctly, I will do what I can. But to start off with, when it comes to the paint, so for me, I don't understand why people choose blue or white or gray for their models when it comes to edge highlighting, especially the Custodes. Every fucking Custodes photo that I've found has blue as the edge highlighting. I don't understand that whatsoever. I don't know the lore. I don't know the reason behind it, but I've just fucking looked on Google and decided, all right, I'm going to copy them. That's what we're going to do. So I have Layer Thunderhawk Blue as my edge highlight when it comes to my Custodes. The first and foremost, when it comes to edge highlighting, you want to have a very thin paint. You don't want to have it thick. The problem is, the reason why is because when you're putting your brush, as an example, I have a 5/0 curate color script/liner brush. This is just a generic brush that I got off of Amazon. It came in a pack of like fucking 9. But so far, out of all of the brushes that I own, this is by far the best because of its density and length of what is it? What are those called? The fucking the synthetic shit, synthetic stuff with it. So for some reason, for me, the longer the bristles, that's the word. Longer bristles tend to work better for me. So when you're applying edge highlighting to your models, a thin down paint is usually the go-to for this. The thinner you have it, the better it is. Even if you have to go over it again with a second layer of the edge highlight, it's still better than having an overly thick paint, because you'll end up in a situation to where, let me zoom in a little bit. You'll end up in a situation to where if you, as you see my brush right now, if you add just a little bit of paint to the brush tip, if it's too thick, you'll end up in a situation to where, let's say I add this lead belcher. You see how thick this fucking lead belcher is? If I add too much lead belcher, you'll end up pooling on the brush like this. Hopefully you can see this. Probably not, but let me scoot it back a little bit. I'm watching my live stream at the same time, so you can see this. You'll end up in a situation to where you'll have a big globule of paint on your brush. So the thinner, the better. So if you have to go over your model a couple times with the edge highlighting, it is what it is, but it's better to do what you can. And the thing that sucks with edge highlighting is because you have to find the right consistency of the paint. You have to apply just the right amount. And for me, when it comes to the right amount, I like to use the very tip of my brush when it comes to the edge highlighting, which to makes the black red as black rather than bringing the black. Okay, STR, I did not understand it. Hold on. Blue is translatable to gray, which to the eye makes the black red as black rather than brightening the black with gray highlights, which is too close to... Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. Good catch on that, because I didn't fucking understand that whatsoever. So for the blue, I've watched a few YouTube videos where a lot of people will add a lot of blue to their brush. They will add about this much, if you can see that, to where when they go over the edge highlights, they like to put the brush halfway across and go like this, you know. But for me, I don't like doing that because that's just way too much fucking paint. I like to use the very tip of the brush just because I have the fine motor control when it comes to actually applying the paint to the model itself. The shield looks like shit because I need to actually go over it with the black. But I will find a spot on the shield that we can do because I'm going to go over it with the black in a minute. So when it comes to the application of the blue, I like to just add the very, very, very edge to it. So you have about this much. That's a hair. All right. Just the very tip of it is what I prefer with my model. Let me watch this at the same time so you can see. I'm going to pull up the live screen so you can see this really well. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to go really slow with this. Zoom into my camera. There we go. So when it comes to the brush tip itself, I'm going to go this section right here. It really, honestly, it comes down to practice. It really just comes down to being able to apply it properly. So you can see this right. So basically, I want to use the tip of my brush in the most beneficial way possible, and I'm going to go across this edge right here. So I'm going to try and apply with my hand an edge highlight that you're able to see. Okay, that the paint dried out. So let's add the edge to this. It really comes to the fact of how much pressure are you adding to the brush itself, because I only want to use the very tip of my brush for this area, and I don't want to have too much paint because I don't want to end up in a position to where I'm globbing over the shield itself, if that makes sense. And you have to have a very, very fucking steady hand. It just there's no way of going about it. You have to have a very steady hand when it comes to this, because it's very fine work. And with me having Custodes, I have to try and add the edge highlight to the very tip of the brush. So if you're, you can't really see that, sorry. About right there. All right. I can explain this 1,000 times, and I hate doing this because it's like, it really comes down to practice, man, because no matter how good you get, you're gonna fuck up. No matter, like, your first few models that you do, you're going to do shit by comparison. But as you get better with this, it's going to get better and better and better, you know. And even me, I'm not really that good. I'm not the best. So, like, the amount of pressure that you add to the brush, as you saw. This area, like this middle part right here, I didn't add enough pressure. This part right here, I added too much pressure. So I went over it again to try and add more pressure consistently across the entire line. And right now it looks kind of good, but you see up here, it's kind of thinner right here, but then you go towards the middle in the back. I was compensating for the amount of paint that I added to it. And while you don't necessarily need to be this technical towards it, I'm a fucking needy ass, so I am overly technical. And look, this is a perfect example. You see my brush right now? This is what happens when you don't have enough water in your brush. You end up in a position to where when you add more paint, it starts fraying the brush itself. Oh, let me move over my brush. You really can't see that. Hold up. Let me back it up. Let me back it up. Hold up. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Right there. Back up a little bit. So, you see that right there? Oh, fuck. Hold up. A little bit up. Nope. A little bit down. Shit. Basically, if you don't have enough water in your brush, when you apply the paint, you get to the point to where your paint bristles start splitting apart. So you want to make sure you go over in your water, remove the excess, and dabble a little bit into the paint again. When you see that it looks relatively good, trust me, it just comes down to eyesight. There's no method of looking at it to see if there's enough. Sometimes you just have to know. That's the best way that I can explain it, man. It's really, really just comes down to practice. Just knowing what's there and what's not. So like that. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. We'll do another line so I can get it at this angle. You see that? That was a perfect, consistent line. You see the line above that? That wasn't a perfect, consistent line. So this is where I struggle a lot too. And I know a lot of you struggle with this as well, because there's no way that I'm the only one. But consistency is literally comes down to nothing but practice. If you were to ask me, like, okay, how much paint should I apply? How much water should I have on there? That's just a matter of learning it, you know? That's just you'll know once you know. But this is the main problem. This is the struggle that all edge highlighting comes down to, is how much pressure, how much paint, and how consistent am I making these fucking lines, you know? And it ultimately comes down to you. Like, how thorough do you want this to be? How consistent do you want this to be? Are you doing this to take a close-up photo? Because if I take a close-up photo of this fucking shield right now, you will see all the differences of the thickness of the lines, you know? It's not going to be not be consistent. So are you just trying to get this tabletop ready? Are you just trying to just paint it because you want to get better? It really just depends upon you and what you want for your models. For me, what I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for the same application, the same amount of paint, the same amount of time. I want no difference between each line stroke that I do. I want it to all be the same thickness, the same amount of paint. That's what I want. So when I say this fucking sucks, I'm pissed off at myself, it's because I'm not getting that consistent paint application that I'm hoping for. So right now I can see that I need to add water to this brush. And the reason why is because it's fraying again. So I will twirl it in the water, remove the excess paint, dab it on my brush a little bit or on my paper towel, and add more blue paint to it. And I will continue doing what I was doing. Yes, kitties. I know this isn't the best video for edge highlighting. I try. No. Cat! Get fucking off of my desk. This is the 5th time tonight. How many times do I need to fucking spray you for you to fucking understand? Jesus Christ. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to start painting, and you can see how I do. Let me move this up a little bit. So this isn't quite the same length, the same thickness, the same consistency. I don't know how Instagram people do this to where they're able to have the same lines for their fucking Space Marines, but fuck, I'm determined to replicate it in the best way that I can, you know? So another thing that I can actually teach you is when it comes to like raised edges of like the model. As an example, you see these two parts of the sword. When it comes to the sword itself, it's actually pretty easy to like edge highlight them because of how high they are. You can just kind of put your brush on the edge of the sword itself and just kind of move it across, and you'll create a natural line. As an example, I will do the same thing. You see this right here? Oop. Let me move this over. You see this right here? I will just naturally put an edge highlight over the top of this. Well, kind of edge highlight. And you end up being able to just easily add the edge highlight like that. Let's see. Let's do like on this sword right here. I want to add an edge highlight around this edge right here. I don't know how your guys' eyesight is, but I don't necessarily have 20/20 vision from when I was a teenager, but I will try my fucking damnedest to get this blue highlight across the sword and just follow along the edges. And that really, that comes down to it as well. It's like, how good is your eyesight? How well are you able to see exactly what you're doing? How many of these edges are you able to follow? And you don't necessarily have to do this. You really don't. You don't have to follow the steps that I follow you. You can just fucking paint it gold and just be perfectly fine with the shield, you know? But if you want to add that extra depth to where when somebody is looking at your model across the board, they're able to see the blue, they're able to see the gold, the transition between the blue and the black, you know, then like, fuck it, just go ahead and add it. And it happened again. You see my brush? You see how it's fraying right there? It's because there's not enough water. So I need to clean my brush off again and dab it a little bit. I get that perfect tip and apply it to the water, or to the paint, sorry. That's a little bit too much. Just add it to the edges. I absolutely love this aspect of painting miniatures. This is by far my favorite part, because there's so many edges with these models. You know, there's just so many fucking places that you can add an edge highlight. There's just literally, you have an unlimited amount of options for it that you could go hog wild. My fucking cat. Jesus Christ. All right, kitty, here. I will help you out. There, you have enough room to look outside the window. Give me a moment. But I hope that's enough of an explanation for you guys watches this in the future. I'm not the best teacher. I do my best when it comes to this. But hopefully it can help you improve a little bit. I know STR explained a little bit between like how your eyes work and whatnot. You're able to see the differences between it, but it's still difficult for me to really comprehend and understand the meaning behind it. All right, here we go. Let's see. So let's go on the back of the weapon. I don't really have anything else to explain, so I'm just gonna go and do it, you know, and you can see me do it as I get up around to it. I might not necessarily finish this model tonight. It just kind of depends on how thoroughly I'm willing to actually paint this model. Not enough paint on there. That's one of the problems with me too, is I tend to do this when I don't have any fucking time, when I should be in bed right now. So I end up in a position to where I'm fucking rushing, and I shouldn't be doing that. I gotta be at work at 7 a.m. So I need to wake up at 6. It is currently 10:30, so do the math. That is wet. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I'm not willing to give up my weekend for it. If I have to finish this tomorrow, I will. It is what it is. That's the thing that kind of sucks with this, is it's like, I need to spend like 4 or 5 hours doing this goddamn model. Fuck, I can't like get that much into it. There we go, that breastplate. Ooh. Now this is going to be fucking hard. I need to get right in between his breastplate. Oh, no, I fucked it up. Damn it. I tried. It's okay. That's alright. Alright. Well, let me zoom out. Actually, let me take my phone down. I'm gonna let you see me. Let you guys see what I look like right now. So I've been, hold up, let me take this off. Fuck, my head hurts. I know I necessarily can't call this good because I still have the face to do, but I can't keep staying up, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. I have to go to bed. I have to be the adult and give up and go to bed. But I will try and finish his face and whatnot. And I'll try to finish the cape and whatnot tomorrow. I don't know. I will finish it. I will, unfortunately, finish it. And I will put the pictures up and whatnot, but I have to head to bed. Or I'm going to be fucking dead in the morning, sadly. But hopefully you managed to learn something from all of this. Hopefully I was able to teach you something new. I'm not the best teacher. And I'm definitely not the best when it comes to this, but I'll catch you all in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, I posted on my community channel for you to join. I will finish this guy tomorrow, and then we are going to work on this Death Guard for sure, since that's what you all voted for. But once I finish with this guy, which shouldn't take that much longer, maybe an extra hour or so, I just got to get the face, the cape, and whatnot done, and all of the jewels and whatnot. We will be good. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. Like I said, between 7:30 and 9 Central Time is when I will be on. But I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out as always. Have a nice night and have fun, guys.